In 1994, astronomers witnessed something that no one had ever seen before.
Scientists say it will be the most violent series of collisions ever witnessed in history.
A comet broken into 23 pieces slammed into the planet Jupiter, leaving scars in the gaseous atmosphere as big as the Pacific Ocean.
Biggest impact yet, with an explosion so massive it temporarily blinded many telescopes.
We got to see impact after impact after impact.
What if you jumped into the largest planet in our solar system right now? And I told you exactly what would happen to you second by second. Jupiter has no solid ground. You wouldn't land. You wouldn't stop. You would fall forever through violent storms, crushing pressure, and temperatures hotter than the surface of the sun. There is no bottom waiting for you, no moment of impact, no final landing. Just an endless descent into something more extreme with every passing second. The deeper you go, the more impossible survival becomes. Deep inside, it may rain diamonds. Entire storms of crystal forming in darkness, under unimaginable pressure. But you would never survive long enough to see even a single one. NASA once sent a probe into Jupiter, a machine engineered to survive the harshest conditions space could offer. It lasted just 57 minutes. Then the signal stopped completely. No warning, no recovery, just silence. It was gone. Today, we are taking that same journey, step by step, layer by layer, and the deeper we go, the worse it becomes. And what comes next is something most people never even imagine. Jupiter isn't just big, it's massive beyond anything we can truly understand. You could fit over 300 Earths inside it, not side by side, but all at once within its volume. It formed more than 6 billion years ago, making it the oldest planet in our solar system, forming shortly after the sun itself ignited. That means Jupiter has been evolving, shifting, and shaping everything around it since the very beginning. But unlike Earth, Jupiter has no solid surface, no continents, no oceans you could stand on. It is a gas giant made mostly of hydrogen and helium, with layers that become hotter, denser, and more violent the deeper you fall. There is no clear boundary between sky and ground, because there is no ground at all. This isn't just a fall through atmosphere. This is a one-way journey into one of the most hostile environments in the entire known universe, where every layer is more extreme than the last. As you enter Jupiter's atmosphere, there is no ground below you, only deeper and darker layers waiting. You are already falling, and there is no way back. The first clouds you encounter are made of frozen ammonia crystals, giving Jupiter its iconic bands of color. It is freezing cold at this altitude, but that cold doesn't last for long. As you descend, the clouds shift into darker, more toxic layers filled with strange chemicals like ammonium hydrosulfide. The colors change, the visibility drops, and the environment becomes increasingly hostile. Deeper still, you reach water clouds where temperatures begin rising rapidly and pressure starts to build. But temperature is only part of the danger. The real threat is the chaos surrounding you. Winds here can exceed 500 kilometers per hour, and they never stop. These are not temporary storms. These are permanent, planet-wide jet streams. You wouldn't fall straight down. You would be dragged sideways, spun violently, and thrown across vast distances by relentless atmospheric currents that never weaken. There is no control, no stability, only constant motion and disorientation. And then there is the lightning. Jupiter's lightning is up to 1,000 times more powerful than anything on Earth. Entire regions of the atmosphere erupt in massive electrical discharges, lighting up the clouds with blinding flashes that stretch for kilometers. These are not isolated strikes. They are part of enormous, continuous storm systems that dominate the planet's atmosphere. And this is not just theoretical. In 1995, NASA dropped a probe into Jupiter's atmosphere. As it descended, it transmitted real data back to Earth, measuring temperature, pressure, and wind speeds in real time. For 57 minutes, it survived the descent. Then, the temperature climbed beyond 300 degrees Celsius, the pressure continued to rise, and the probe was destroyed, completely crushed and vaporized. And even then, it had only explored a fraction of what lies below. As you fall deeper, Jupiter becomes something entirely alien. The gas around you thickens, compressing under its own immense weight. Pressure builds rapidly, and hydrogen, the simplest and most abundant element in the universe, begins to change its state. It transforms into liquid hydrogen, a dense, unfamiliar substance forming an ocean that stretches across the entire planet. You are no longer falling through gas, but through a vast, endless ocean of compressed hydrogen. It is dark, dense, and completely unrecognizable compared to anything on Earth. And still, there is no surface, no bottom, nothing to stop the fall, only deeper layers waiting below. But it gets worse. Much worse. At extreme depths, the pressure becomes almost unimaginable, reaching levels that defy human intuition. Hydrogen stops behaving like a gas or even a liquid. It becomes metallic hydrogen, a bizarre and exotic state of matter where electrons move freely, allowing it to conduct electricity like a metal. This layer is responsible for generating Jupiter's massive magnetic field, the strongest of any planet in the solar system. Jupiter spins incredibly fast, completing a full rotation in under 10 hours. And this rapid motion turns the metallic hydrogen into a powerful dynamo. The result is a magnetic field so strong it can trap radiation and extend millions of kilometers into space. The temperature here reaches thousands of degrees, rivaling or even exceeding the surface of the sun. The pressure is crushing beyond comprehension. Nothing survives in these conditions. No material, no machine, no life form. By this point, you are long gone, erased completely by the environment. And somewhere within this crushing darkness, something extraordinary happens. Under immense pressure and heat, carbon atoms are compressed into diamonds. These diamonds form deep within the planet and begin to fall, sinking further into even more extreme layers below. It is a world where diamonds fall like rain, endlessly forming and disappearing into the depths. A phenomenon that feels like science fiction, yet is supported by scientific models. But you would never see them. You would be destroyed long before reaching this region. The beauty of this process exists in a place completely inaccessible to anything we have ever built. At the center of Jupiter lies something even more mysterious. Not a solid core, not a clearly defined center, but what scientists call a fuzzy core. Instead of a hard boundary, heavy elements blend gradually into surrounding layers, creating a vast, diffuse region at the heart of the planet. Temperatures here reach around 20,000 Kelvin, hotter than the surface of many stars, and the pressure is beyond anything we can recreate or fully comprehend. This is not a place that can be explored or even approached. No human-made object could ever survive long enough to reach this region. This is the true interior of Jupiter, a place where our understanding of matter, pressure, and physics begins to break down. Even from the outside, Jupiter is a world of constant chaos and motion. The Great Red Spot, a storm larger than Earth itself, has been raging for more than 300 years without stopping. It is not just wide, but incredibly deep, extending hundreds of kilometers into the atmosphere. At the poles, massive cyclones form stable geometric patterns, spinning in perfect arrangements that scientists are still trying to understand. Lightning flashes continuously. Strange bursts of energy move through the clouds, and complex atmospheric processes create phenomena rarely seen anywhere else. Jupiter is not just extreme, it is alive with motion, energy, and constant violence on a planetary scale. And yet, despite all this destruction, Jupiter may be the reason we exist at all. Billions of years ago, during the formation of the solar system, Jupiter's immense gravity shaped everything around it. It scattered material, disrupted early planetary formation, and influenced the creation of the inner planets, including Earth. Even today, it acts as a gravitational shield, pulling in comets and asteroids that might otherwise threaten our planet. In 1994, a comet broke apart and collided with Jupiter, leaving impact scars larger than Earth itself. Events like this demonstrate just how powerful Jupiter's influence truly is. Without it, Earth might not exist in its current form, and life as we know it may never have developed. So what happens if you fall into Jupiter? You don't land. You don't survive. You don't reach the bottom. You are crushed by pressure, burned by heat, and torn apart long before you ever get close to the core. Layer by layer, the planet destroys you, not in a single moment, but through an unstoppable descent into extremes beyond imagination. Jupiter is not just the largest planet in our solar system. It is one of the most hostile and powerful environments we have ever discovered. A place where matter behaves in ways we barely understand and survival is simply impossible. And yet, despite all of this, Jupiter is also one of the most important worlds we know. It helped shape the solar system, influenced the formation of Earth, and continues to protect it even today. It is both a destroyer and a guardian, a planet of extremes that reminds us how small and fragile we really are. The more we study Jupiter, the more we realize how much we still don't understand, and how many mysteries remain hidden beneath its clouds. If you enjoyed this journey into one of the most extreme worlds in our solar system, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next deep dive. And tell me in the comments, which planet or mystery should we explore next?